When you're navigating a relationship, it's often the subtle signs that reveal just how deep a man's feelings go. Sometimes it's not about grand gestures or loud declarations. It's about the little things, the actions, that speak louder than words. If you've ever wondered whether he's truly into you, you've probably caught onto some of these behaviors without fully realizing what they mean. Men, just like anyone else, have their own ways of expressing affection, and while they might not always say it out loud, their actions can speak volumes. For some men, opening up about their feelings doesn't come naturally, and they express their interest through non-verbal cues. These are the signs you'll want to pay attention to, because they could tell you everything you need to know. For example, if he frequently remembers the small, seemingly insignificant details about your life, that's not just good memory. It's a sign that he's paying attention, and not in a casual way. When a man listens deeply to you, remembers your favorite foods, the books you've talked about reading, or the dreams you've shared, it's because he values you and wants to show it in the best way he knows how. Then there's the way he looks at you. If his gaze lingers on you just a little longer than usual, it's more than just a passing glance. A man who's genuinely interested in you won't be able to hide the way his eyes brighten when you enter a room. You'll notice his body language changing. He stands a little taller, makes more eye contact, and might even get a little shy when you catch him staring. These small, silent cues say a lot about how he feels, but may be subtle enough to go unnoticed at first. Another key sign is how much effort he puts into spending time with you. A man who is invested in you will actively seek out opportunities to be in your company. It's not about obligation, it's about desire. He wants to be where you are, share experiences with you, and create memories together. Whether it's simple activities like watching a movie or sharing a meal, the time spent together becomes something he cherishes and looks forward to. He'll go out of his way to make sure you're included in his plans, because in his mind, the future includes you. But it's not just about showing up physically, it's about emotional availability too. A man who truly likes you will make an effort to understand you on a deeper level. When he opens up about his own life, his struggles, his past, and his dreams, it's a sign that he sees you as someone trustworthy and worthy of sharing that part of him. It's not something he does lightly. In fact, it's often the men who are most guarded that will let their walls down for someone they care about. Lastly, the future. If he talks about a future that includes you, that's huge. It means he's thinking long-term and sees potential in the relationship. Whether it's a casual mention of a trip he wants to take together or more serious discussions about life goals and plans, it signals that he's imagining a path forward that involves you. For a man, this is often a huge step. It's not something they casually do unless they're serious about where things are headed. These signs are often subtle, but if you know what to look for, they can give you a clear picture of how he truly feels. It's all about the small moments, the looks, the touches, and the thoughtful gestures that let you know he's not just interested, he's invested. 1. He remembers the little details. When a man remembers the little details about you, it's a clear sign that he's paying attention, not just to what you say, but to who you are as a person. This could be anything from remembering your favorite ice cream flavor, to recalling the name of your childhood pet, or even the way you like your coffee. It's not just about having a good memory, it's about showing you that he values the things that matter to you. He's likely to ask about your day, your preferences, and your dreams, things that most people forget, but he never does. It's also the small gestures, like mentioning something you mentioned in passing weeks ago. A man who remembers these little details is thinking about you often, and it's his way of showing that you're important to him. He's paying attention because he wants to make you feel seen and heard in ways others might overlook. 2. He looks at you more than usual. When a man looks at you more than usual, it's not just about physical attraction, it's deeper. His gaze lingers because he's captivated by you, even if he doesn't admit it outright. There's a certain level of intensity in his eyes when you're around, a look that goes beyond just noticing your presence. He might catch himself staring at you when you're not looking. Or he might find excuses to make eye contact during conversations, holding your gaze just a little longer than what's comfortable. His eyes tend to soften when you speak, and there's a certain warmth that radiates from him. This isn't just random glances. It's an indication that he's emotionally invested and often lost in thought about you. It's a silent way for him to communicate his interest and admiration without saying a word. The more he looks at you, the more he's silently saying that you're on his mind. 3. He goes out of his way to help you. When a man goes out of his way to help you, it's a strong indication that he cares more than he's willing to admit. It's not just about being there when it's convenient for him, it's about making an effort even when it's inconvenient for him. Whether it's fixing something that's broken, running errands for you, or simply offering assistance with a problem you're facing, he's eager to show up for you. He'll take time out of his busy day to make sure you're okay, even if it means putting his own plans on hold. This kind of behavior reveals a deep level of commitment, even if it's not verbalized. He doesn't need to be asked. He just does it because he genuinely wants to make your life easier. It's his way of showing you that you matter, and he's willing to prioritize your well-being over his own comfort. He gets jealous when other guys are around you. When a man gets jealous when other guys are around you, it's a clear sign that he has strong feelings for you, even if he doesn't always express them openly. Jealousy isn't always a negative emotion. It can be a protective instinct when he feels a deeper emotional connection. He may not show it outright, but you might notice subtle signs, like his tone changing when another guy talks to you, or he might linger nearby, keeping an eye on the interaction. His body language might shift, and he may seem a bit tense or distracted. Deep down, he feels threatened by the attention you're receiving from someone else, because he sees you as someone special and doesn't want to lose your attention. While it's important to keep things healthy and balanced, this jealousy is his way of silently admitting that he values you more than just a friend and is not ready to let go. 5. He tries to impress you subtly. When a man tries to impress you subtly, it's often his way of showing you that he's interested without being too obvious. He'll make little changes to his appearance, whether it's wearing clothes he knows you like or styling his hair in a way he thinks will catch your eye. He might go out of his way to be knowledgeable about things you care about, dropping interesting facts or stories in conversation just to show he's attentive. His compliments are usually thoughtful and specific, making sure you know he sees you for who you truly are, not just how you look. He might also do small acts of kindness, like opening the door for you or offering to carry something heavy, not because he has to, but because he wants to show that he cares. These subtle efforts are his way of saying, I want you to notice me, but I also want to make sure you respect me for who I am. 6. He remembers your important dates. When a man remembers your important dates, it shows that he's paying attention to the details that matter most to you. Birthdays, anniversaries, or even smaller milestones like the day you started a new job or a special memory you shared. These are the things he keeps in mind, even when he doesn't need to. It's not just about remembering the date. It's about the effort he puts in to make it special. He might surprise you with a thoughtful gift, send a message, or even plan something meaningful to celebrate the occasion. His actions speak louder than just remembering a date. It's his way of telling you that you're important to him and that he values the moments in your life. It's a gesture that goes beyond obligation. It's about making you feel recognized and appreciated for who you are and the significance you hold in his life. 7. He touches you more than necessary. When a man touches you more than necessary, it's often a sign that he's emotionally connected to you in a deeper way. It's not about crossing boundaries, but rather about showing affection and warmth in subtle ways. He might touch your arm lightly when he's making a point, brush against you when walking past, or rest his hand on your back when guiding you. These small, casual touches can be his way of expressing closeness and desire without using words. The more he touches you, the more he's signaling that he feels comfortable around you and he enjoys being physically close. It's also his way of testing boundaries to see how you react and to see if you're as comfortable with him as he is with you. This kind of physical affection can be his silent way of showing that he cares, even though he may not be ready to fully admit his feelings yet. 8. He listens to you deeply. When a man listens to you deeply, it's one of the clearest signs that he's genuinely interested in who you are as a person. He's not just hearing your words, he's absorbing them, paying attention to the emotions behind them. Whether you're talking about your day, your dreams, or your worries, he listens without interrupting or immediately offering solutions. He asks follow-up questions because he truly cares about your thoughts and opinions. When you speak, he's fully engaged, making eye contact, and showing empathy through his reactions. His focus is entirely on you, with no distractions. This kind of deep listening is rare because it takes time and emotional energy. It shows that he values your voice and wants to understand you on a deeper level. He's not just hearing what you're saying, he's connecting with you, which makes you feel truly seen and heard. 9. He always wants to spend time with you. When a man always wants to spend time with you, it's one of the clearest signs that he values your presence in his life. It goes beyond just enjoying your company. It shows he genuinely wants to be a part of your world. Whether it's grabbing coffee, hanging out after work, or just sitting together in comfortable silence, he makes time for you whenever he can. He'll suggest activities or make plans, not because he has to, but because he enjoys being with you and finds joy in your interactions. Even when he's busy, he'll find ways to fit you into his schedule because you're a priority. This constant desire to spend time with you indicates that he's emotionally invested and wants to build a stronger connection. It's not just about being around you, it's about cherishing the moments you share, no matter how simple or small. 10. He gives you thoughtful compliments. When a man gives you thoughtful compliments, it's more than just surface-level flattery. It's a reflection of how he genuinely sees and appreciates you. He won't just tell you you're pretty or beautiful. Instead, he'll notice the little things that make you unique. He might compliment your sense of humor, your intelligence, or the way you handle a challenging situation. He pays attention to what truly makes you, you. These compliments aren't meant to flatter in a shallow way. They're meant to show you that he values the deeper qualities that make you stand out. His words come from a place of admiration and respect, not just attraction. He's acknowledging the aspects of your personality or appearance that he finds special, which makes those compliments feel genuine and heartfelt. It's his way of telling you that he sees you for who you really are, and he admires everything about you. 11. He often finds reasons to talk to you. When a man often finds reasons to talk to you, it's a strong sign that he's thinking about you and wants to engage with you beyond casual interactions. He might start conversations about things that aren't necessary, like asking about your day or sharing a random thought, just to keep the conversation going. Even when there's no specific reason to talk, he'll find something, whether it's a funny meme, a small detail he noticed, or just checking in to see how you're doing. His eagerness to connect shows that he values your presence and enjoys the bond you share. These constant attempts to reach out are his way of staying close and showing that you're always on his mind. It's not about needing something from you, but about creating opportunities to deepen your connection and ensure that you're always in his orbit. 12. He opens up about his personal life. When a man opens up about his personal life, it's a clear sign that he trusts you and wants you to be a part of his world. Sharing personal experiences, past struggles, family issues, or even his deepest fears and hopes isn't something he does with just anyone. It requires vulnerability, and if he feels comfortable doing this with you, it shows he sees you as someone he can confide in. He's not just talking to fill the silence, he's allowing you to see the real him beyond the surface. It's his way of building emotional intimacy, allowing you to understand the complexities of who he is. By opening up, he's letting you into a space that's usually reserved for a select few, and it's his way of showing that he values the connection you share and wants it to grow. This level of transparency signals that he's emotionally invested in you and sees you as someone important in his life. 13. He seems nervous or fidgety around you. When a man seems nervous or fidgety around you, it can be a sign that he's feeling something deeper than just casual interest. Nervousness often comes from a place of vulnerability, and if he's acting uneasy, it's because he cares about how you perceive him. He might shift his weight from one foot to the other, play with his hands, or even blush during conversations. These small subconscious actions indicate that he's trying to make a good impression and is a little anxious about how you'll react to him. It's a classic sign of someone who is emotionally invested but isn't yet completely sure of where they stand with you. His fidgeting might also come from the desire to keep the conversation going or to express himself in a way that feels authentic. If he's nervous around you, it shows that he's eager to impress and doesn't want to mess things up, proof that his feelings for you are sincere and significant. 14. He gets protective over you. When a man gets protective over you, it shows that he deeply cares about your well-being and wants to ensure you're safe and happy. This protective instinct goes beyond just being there for you in tough situations. It's about making sure you're treated with respect and kindness. He might step in if he sees someone crossing a line with you or offer his support when you're feeling vulnerable. Whether it's standing up for you when you're facing criticism or ensuring you're comfortable in a new situation, his protective nature signals that he values you and wants to shield you from harm or discomfort. This behavior also shows that he's emotionally invested and is thinking about your needs and feelings. It's not about being controlling, but rather about wanting to make sure you're always okay. His protectiveness is his way of saying, "I care about you more than just a friend, and I'm here to have your back, no matter what." 15. He talks about the future with you in it. When a man talks about the future with you in it, it's a major sign that he sees you as an important part of his life going forward. Whether it's mentioning plans for a vacation, talking about where he wants to live, or simply imagining future milestones, he's not just thinking about today. He's considering a life with you by his side. It shows that he's not only emotionally invested in the present, but is also envisioning a long-term connection. When he brings you up in discussions about the future, it's his way of saying, "I want you to be there with me through all the big moments." He's not afraid to dream and make plans that involve you, indicating that he's serious about the relationship and believes in a future together. This type of conversation signals that he's thinking long-term and values your presence in his life for the days ahead.